Welcome to Producer Profile. Producer Profile is a show where we showcase some of the talented people who work behind the scenes in the entertainment, business, and local communities while making positive influences on the lives of others.
Welcome to Producer Profile. I'm Stella Winston,
And I'm Jim Hill.
and have the pleasure to have another Hill here. We have Julian Hill of Take It to the Hill, of HilltopCommunicationsGroup.com Incorporated, and he's been a producer at BCAT for a while now, and his show Take It to the Hill is in 3 boroughs. Correct me
Correct.
if I'm. That's right. So welcome to Producer Profile.
Thanks for having me here,
Yeah.
Stella.
You know, we go way back. Let's just establish that. This is not the first time that I'm meeting Julian Hill. Now, I remember when Take It to the Hill started. Now, when Take It to Hill was started, it was started with someone else. You were there at the inception. Tell us, how did it begin?
Take It to the Hill was started as a mechanism to increase my popularity as a candidate for city council. And we were produced by New Artist Production. And the concept originated with Sheila Wheeler, the late wife of Kenya Cagle, and we put it together with a very low budget, and it just grew. And in addition, we saw that there was a need for news from the black community that came directly from the heart of the inner city community. Everybody's covering Columbus Circle, but nobody's covering Franklin and Fulton.
Oh, so it's a news show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it handles the politics, and it handles sports, or education.
Everything. It's a news
Everything?
magazine. We cover
Wow.
everything: entertainment, politics, sports,
Wow.
you name it.
But
Science.
it's no coincidence that it's called Take It to the Hill, and you are Julian Hill. So how
Really?
did that
Oh,
come?
I didn't even think of
Come
that.
on, you
Yeah.
got to tell me how that came about.
It was one of those days where we were talking about campaign strategy, and the slogan from Sheila just came up. That's right. Let's take it to the hill, and that became our battle cry.
And one of the other cries is "See you at the top."
See you at the
That's
top,
right.
exactly, because that's where we plan to be.
So let me ask you this: you obviously are trying to make a difference.
Yes.
Okay, and the focus is on upward mobility or education.
Both, and enlightenment,
Okay.
as well as self-help.
Which let me say that Julian, you have what you call the Hill Doctrine,
Yes.
which has a lot to do with trying to improve the state of the black community. Tell us about the Hill Doctrine.
Yeah.
The Hill Doctrine is actually a way of life for individuals who lack discipline, and it's a mechanism by which students can feel comfortable with themselves and learning. And it has a certain amount of discipline, and it starts off with a student being just taught the guidelines. You know, so every system has rules. So you read the rules and have the students sign a contract. And then the main thing that makes the students adhere is enforcement. So I'm only as good as I'm about to enforce the rules within the Hill Doctrine. One of the key things with a student learning is to have a proper notebook. Mandatory. So, in each subject matter, a student should have a separate notebook, the bound stitch kind, the black and white one, one for each type, each subject. No other stuff should be in there except that one specific subject.
Now, there's more to the Hill Doctrine, but what we want to do now is go to one of your shows. Now,
Okay.
it's a magazine show, so you cover a lot of topics. And the first one is I think it's the HPD.
HPD, where I'm interviewing Miss Jacqueline Francis, who is the head of the housing education program, and HPD offers free programs to teach people about real estate, property management, and you can even become a certified New York State property manager taking this course. And if you think about it, a comparable course, let's say for example at NYU, could cost well over $6,000.
Okay, well, let's take it to the Hill.
Okay.
At one point, I began to act as a speaker for my unit, and from being a speaker, I became a student in the program. At that time, it was known as a 7A program, and I took that training. I got my 7A certification, and then from there, after that, I decided that maybe I should join this unit. And 10 years later, I did join the unit as a teacher.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
Now, when you're a negotiator, you're put in right in the middle of sometimes some serious situations where life-saving services are an issue. What are some of those things that you be negotiating on?
Okay, well, what we would negotiate on would be heat and hot water. People would call us, and sometimes they would have no water. This time of year is famous for having no heat. There were cases where there might be gas leaks in the house. There were cases where there were no electricity. Maybe the lights went off because the public utilities weren't paid. So it was a very highly stressed job because we're always dealing with the public, and you never knew what the emergency was going to be. You just knew that once a certain time of year came, you were going to be working very hard. And you had your tenants on one hand needing help, and you had the landlords coming in saying, listen, we need help also.
Okay, I see. Now, we all know
Okay,
New York City-
we were watching that clip, and that happens to be one of your favorite. Why is that one of your favorite shows?
because it gives people an opportunity to learn about real estate, people who are prospective homeowners, people who are in the property management field, people who are planning to buy property. It teaches you how to do a proper inspection, the rules and regulations, how to screen potential tenants, funding sources, the rules and regulations, the differences between rent controlled and rent stabilized apartments. It's just a wealth of information, and people should take the course.
So this is really a course for the landless to become landlords?
Exactly.
Okay.
In addition to empowering yourself as a potential employment opportunity as becoming a property manager.
Okay.
A property manager can make $50,000 to $100,000.
Wow.
As well as because you figure if you're a property manager of a large building, your salary is usually anywhere from 5 to 10% of the gross rent receipts, plus a free apartment and a telephone. And that's not a super, that's just a manager. So you're an administrator, where you still have these other workers under you that do the upkeep of the building.
So your Hill doctrine, it kind of gives us a lesson in discipline and self-help.
Exactly. Without discipline, no learning can be forthcoming.
Okay. Now the self-help, because I'm coming from the 60s. Right away, as soon as I hear self-help, I think of Elijah Muhammad. Is it similar to that?
Oh, it's very similar. Most ideas, have a lot of overlap. And in the students, for example, must learn that self-discipline. They must learn the vocabulary. For example, if I'm teaching math, they must learn all the concepts, all the terminology, not just the main concepts, all the small details. And specifically math, because math has a language of itself.
Now, your background is in math and science. You're
Yes.
you're a trained math teacher,
Right.
like myself. All right. We're all teachers.
Okay.
Yes. Now, we're going to come back to your Hill doctrine in a moment, but we have another clip of a very important show that you did with, I think it was 3 lawyers that were going to be
Three doctors.
three doctors that were
Right.
going to be
Have their license revoked.
revoked. And just set it up for us a little bit.
Okay. These were 3 doctors from Western New York, and they're facing a lot of racism and discrimination in that area, where the powers that be are literally trying to put these people out of business. they make it difficult for minority doctors to get co-payments from HMOs. They don't give them facilities to open up, practices. One young woman, Miss Daniels, she was a true scholar. She was a graduate from Harvard. Then she went to medical school at the University of Pennsylvania and did a 5-year MD, MPH program, and she couldn't get a job in Syracuse, New York. So she had to open up, she had to buy a block and open up a medical facility. But they just do not want to share the pie.
So let's just take it to the hill and let's see a piece of that clip real quick, and then we'll come back.
Your extensive professional training and some of the motivating factors that led to your choice in this career.
Sure. Julian, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to come down and present a very horrific problem that has been very pervasive in the state of New York and other states as well. However, we here in New York State, we plan to take care of it and make sure that this problem is eradicated totally. I am originally from the Caribbean, Trinidad, West Indies, came here in 1969, stayed in the Buffalo area up until 1980, attended Long Island University here, just 2 blocks away, got my Bachelor of Science nursing degree here, and applied to medical school in 1980. Got into medical school at SUNY Buffalo and remained there, did my internship and residency in OBGYN, became board certified, and practiced up until the year 2000 when New York State decided that I was not fit to practice medicine anymore. And here is where I am today, still not practicing medicine. However, I do have plans to make my situation better, and this is one of the reasons I've sought you out to get something done about this problem.
Okay.
Okay, now.
That is some challenge you took on, because it seems to me that you're giving them an opportunity, but you're actually part of the solution.
Let me tell you, I feel blessed that I was fortunate to be able to achieve the academic training that I have and made the contacts that I have. While I was in graduate school, one of my mentors was Dr. David Satcher, who became Surgeon General.
Wow.
I've had some mentors who were like renowned scientists. I did workshops with Dr. James Watson, who was the father of the DNA, who discovered the double helix. So I've been really fortunate, and I consider myself, without being really egotistical, one of the most knowledgeable black men in America. And without sharing this, it would be criminal, So as we close our show, I always tell people, if you have a problem or need information, take it to the Hill, because I feel that's my role in society, as being a problem solver. So what we did for these individuals, I wrote several newspaper stories, ripping the establishment. And then I set up some organizing sessions with the NMA, which is the National Medical Association of Black Physicians, and the Student National Medical Association for Black Minority Students. And, we're going to have them coordinate and be aware of what type of racism and discrimination is out there, because the medical students and biology majors of today are the doctors of tomorrow who will be discriminated against.
Well, one of the things that I'm really concerned with is that our children are in deep trouble, okay, mathematically. Okay, I've seen children, I teach elementary school, okay. I've seen children cry, when those math exams come up. I mean, 3rd and 4th graders, I've seen so much anger, okay. And then I look back at myself, because I probably failed every math course I've ever had, okay. But at the same time, I can go to the supermarket and I can put loads of stuff in the thing and know exactly how much money I'm going to spend, and tell them before they do it on the register, and then I see those same children like that who can come up with, mental assessment, can figure out problems. But I'm coming to you right now and I'm asking, in this Hill Doctrine, what can you do for the masses of children that are right now reaching a block where they say they can't count?
Now, you're going to answer that after we take our musical break.
Okay.
And right now we're going to hear James Brown, Mother Popcorn. And when we come back,
Okay.
Mother Popcorn.
Mother Popcorn, we're going to dance.
Okay,
All right.
Mother Popcorn.
All right, that's Mother Popcorn.
Woo!
And Julian, you're going to get up
All
and
right.
dance.
Okay.
Well, you know, I used to do a serious WAP. You know that?
All right.
Mother Popcorn.
All right.
Some like a tall, fat, skinny legs, no. Like a boss, I like the brown. And when they walk, they talk loud. Sing! Come over me. Ha. Yeah, at the time, I was all alone. I had a secret, but I was gone. Somebody took me. Said, now see what you were doing, still ahead of me. When I get burnt, I get sad. When I want to love it, you got to have. See, got to have a mother for me. Popcorn, baby. Come on. Baby, come on now. Baby, hey, baby, baby, good God. Do the more corners and do the house. Show everybody where you at. You got to be the boss. When you do your little thing, when it's small rain, and get back, baby. Everybody's gonna do his thing. Pop on. Good Lord. Hey! Sometimes I'm feeling low. Sometimes I'm feeling low. Call another brother. Talking about Maceo. Maceo! Come blow your horn. Good God. I don't want no trash. I don't want no trash. Don't want that mess. Baby, some popcorn. Good God.
Ooh. Well, we had a little bit of fun during the break.
But I'm dying to get the answer because somehow we've got to come up with some kind of solution.
Okay. Now, you ready for it?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. Now, basically, there are 10 basic points to instilling the Hill Doctrine, okay? And the first one is to find out what tests you're preparing for, okay? Because there are different tests that have different strategies, okay? For example, if you have a standardized test for math, you want to know when and where. Second thing is know when the test is, okay? And then you review the rules and regulations of that test. For example, on a test like the GRE, you're penalized for wrong answers. So you don't guess on the GRE.
Okay.
As opposed to most standardized math tests like the SAT or what have you, there's no penalty for guessing. You're only marked on the number of correct answers.
So you have to know when to answer the questions and when not to answer the questions,
Exactly.
depending on the test.
So test research is the first thing that the parent and or the student and the teacher should do. Know the history of the exam, okay? The next thing you do is build confidence. The way you build confidence is you have the student instructed in the proper way, where each lesson will consist of, a topic, aim, do now, and a vocabulary. It's important that the students learn all the vocabulary affiliated with those concepts, whether it's social studies, math, or English. Terms like reciprocal, negative inverse, so on and so forth. Quadratics, powers, roots.
And they should be able to say the word and to actually say the definition.
Exactly.
And don't say that thing, that thing, that thing.
Exactly.
Actually give.
And they should know the synonyms for all the basic operations. If you put a plus sign, they should be able to fill in words that mean the same thing: increase, augmented, some, so on and so forth.
Wow.
It has to be broken down
they
like
should
that.
know them all.
And then you should have them translate mathematical sentences into English sentences and vice versa. For example, if you had 3 plus 5 equals 8, and translate that, it would be 3, the word 3, increased by so-and-so, and the word is would be substituted for equals is 8.
Okay. Now you did three steps to the Hill Doctrine so far, right?
Right.
But before you go on, we have one more clip from your show.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we'll make sure that we get the rest of it.
Okay.
And this, could you set the clip up for us, Julian? Please?
Okay, the last one is my favorite segment of Take It to the Hill, where I have a bunch of cuties at a round table and they discuss critical social issues like dating and interracial dating and non-working brothers, and we cover, but they review movies.
But they love the men.
They love, they're pro-black men, pro men.
We got to get that in.
Exactly. Right. But these are, and let me tell you, we've gotten a lot of positive comments because these sisters on the show, on our roundtable group, which we call Our View, they represent a unique segment. A lot of them are college educated, but they're inner city, they're mothers, hardworking people, and yet they struggle out here just like everybody else with everyday life, working to pay mortgages, rents, car notes, and everything. And their views are similar to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of other sisters out here in America.
And you should recognize one of them. So let's take it to the Hill.
Okay.
Relationship role reversal. Okay. Now, over the past 3 decades, the number of single-parent households has increased to a whopping 68% in families of color. Social scientists attribute many things for this phenomenon. Some of them include racism, discrimination, changes in family values, and new attitudes towards the traditional roles of men and women in society, as well as the fact that women have become a little bit more selective in picking their soulmate. So today we will discuss relationship role reversal. Have women become the pimps and men become the hoes? This is how we'll open up our segment today of Our View.
Okay, that was. We didn't get to hear it all, but it was a hot discussion. And
Whoa.
we, as I recall,
On Thanksgiving Day, right?
Yeah, it was. We got a lot out there. We
Right.
aired a lot of issues, and it was. We just needed the brothers there, as I remember, and that's part of your plan, right? But
Right.
we don't have that much time left, and I know you want to know the rest of the Hill Doctrine.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay.
go for it, Julian.
Okay. Number 4 was the preparation of the instruction, with concrete lessons that have like I said, topic, aim, do now, vocabulary, and a summary at the end where you test the student's proficiency. See, that's what must be done. Each day you must check the student's proficiency and how well they've mastered the techniques. And you learn that by regular quizzing, giving them tests every Friday, take-home exams, and sending them to the board.
Next one.
Okay. The next one is don't create unrealistic expectations too soon for a student. If a student has a weak background, tell them honestly, well, we might not score a 1600 on the SAT, but we're going to look for some improvement over the next few years, over the next few months, and so
real
on and
quick,
so
just-
forth.
just go through
Okay, and tell them this is but one test, so if they don't do well right away, there'll be others. Set up a study schedules next, and we want to see the chart on the wall so that they can monitor and visually see their
And-
progress
go ahead.
and take care of the accessories, whether it's a calculator, number 2 pencils. Keep calm, don't panic, and most important, try to have fun. Play games, vocabulary, word, math Jeopardy, science Jeopardy, and always try to have fun with it.
Well, Julian Hill, thank you for coming to Producer Profile.
Thank you.
And remember, if you have a problem, take it to the Hill.
Yes.
Thanks for watching.
Okay. Wow. That was good. That was really good.